Hi. So I'm actually filming this. Why? Oh, my light turned off. There we go. I'm actually filming this on my way home from work. So, life update, I guess. I just turned 21 in May, and I'm doing great. I'm still in college. I have a girlfriend. Love her. Been with her for almost a year now, and still pursuing biology, still pursuing science and health. Steven just graduated high school. He's 19. He's gonna be going into the Navy pretty soon, so that's pretty cool for him. Life's been pretty good for me and him. You know, we got our lives, we're living, we're doing what we gotta do. My mom I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. So I'm actually taking care of 3 different people. I'm no longer taking care of my mom. I'm sorry. So, Mom was doing great. She had some new aides, obviously, because I left for college once I graduated high school. I was graduated at 19. I went off for college. You know, we got her set up with new aides. Wasn't the best always because, you know, they couldn't do the hours I did. So, like a year after I moved away, I started taking care of her on the weekends again. And then I moved closer to home, so I was taking care of her during the week. 5 days every week. I was there. We got her set up with another aide, which was one of my friends' moms, was taking care of her on the weekend. You know, things were going great. I was passing school. Steven was doing great. He's working. He was doing great. Everybody was doing fabulous. You know, we thought we had all this figured out. And then, Mom started not feeling the greatest. She had some stomach pain, you know. And with ALS, for those of you that know, it does affect your immune system. So, obviously during COVID, we had to be very careful. But, you know, when something's not feeling right with her, we would take her to the doctors. We didn't want to take her to the hospital. We knew they would just send us home, tell us it was nothing. So we went to the doctors. They said it's probably just built up gas. Oh, Mom's birthday. She was 75, so 5, 10, 47, 46, 47. So yeah, 16 years with ALS. So we went to the doctors. They said it was nothing. So we agreed. We were like, okay, you know, we'll go home. We'll take this pills. We'll see if it works. We were trying everything to get rid of gas. And she started feeling worse. So, you know, we went to the hospital finally. I think it was like a day or 2 later. We finally said, okay, we're just going to go to the hospital and we're going to get this figured out because it was like a pain all on her right side. We got to the hospital. Well, my grandma did. I didn't show up till a little bit later. It was really hard because I really didn't want to be in the hospital alone. But you couldn't have anybody else with you, so it was me and Mom. As you know, I've been told that she has pain on her right side. And I really just didn't want my mom in the hospital because she doesn't like hospitals. But it was her kidneys and her gallbladder were infected. So she got surgery like a day or 2 later to have a drain put in. She couldn't go fully under. They knew if they put her fully under, she would not survive. So she got the drain put in, and every day we tried to convince the doctors to let her go home. They didn't want to let her go home. So she was in the hospital for 2 weeks. We were supposed to take her home a little after a week, but they did a COVID test, and despite all our trying for fucking all these like what, 2-3 years with COVID, she caught COVID from the hospital, and then she also caught pneumonia. Mind you, during this 2 weeks, she wasn't allowed to eat or drink anything, and they weren't doing. There's a spider in my car. Now it's dead. They weren't doing her exercises. So we finally get her home. She still has COVID, obviously, but she's testing negative, so we know she can be home. And we start to get back to normalcy the best we can. It was hard because my pipes were on. She wasn't able to push herself up anymore. She lost pretty much complete function of her leg muscles, and it was very, very hard for her to eat. So we had her eating very, very soft things so she could still eat, and it wasn't getting better, you know. Once someone who's immunocompromised catches COVID and pneumonia with spreading an infection, it's gonna be hard, right? But we thought, we're gonna get through this. We've always gone through this. We're gonna get her stronger. She's gonna be okay. Well, I think she was home for like a week and a half, and she ended up back in the hospital because she couldn't breathe, and they had her on a BPAP machine while she was in there. She didn't like it, so those things are very uncomfortable, right? I would hate it too, but she had to be on it. But every so often, you know, they'd let us take her off it. She could have just the tubes in her nose so she could relax. And you know, I stayed the night. I didn't have to stay the night, but I stayed the night. And then the next day, a family member showed up, so that way I could go home and get like actual sleep, because you really can't sleep in hospital rooms because you're just in a recliner. It's very uncomfortable, and we had to be like in full garb for COVID. And I came back. You know, I wasn't gonna stay the full night. I told Mom, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home like probably around 10 or 11. She was fine with that. We both, because she'd be asleep. And then we just had the oxygen tubes in, and the nurses came in to change her, like just change her bed sheets, clean her a little bit, give her a little bath, and they didn't. I don't think they knew. A lot of people at the hospital who would help with Mom, because it wasn't just one nurse, because they couldn't just be one nurse. They didn't know, I think, fully what was going on with her, because a lot of them would ask if this was from COVID when it wasn't. You know, it's from the ALS. She's completely paralyzed. She has ALS. But you know, they didn't put the BPAP back on her. And they laid her down. They laid her down with just the tubes on. And I was gone. I had left to go use the bathroom, I think, probably. Because I can't use the bathroom in the room, so I had to go into the hall. And her oxygen dropped to 60. So she was in COVID fail response. COVID fail response, COVID failure breathing. They asked me if I wanted to intubate. I told them no, obviously. My mom was a DNR and a DNI. this was going on, I was actually still in school when this was going on. I emailed all my professors after this happened, just being like, look, I can't finish this school year. They all understood. I'm retaking some classes because of it, but whatever. But my grandma showed up. Partly because, like, she didn't want me there alone, and also because, like, this is her daughter. So, I'm left sitting there waiting, hoping Mom opens her eyes. Grandma shows up. She does. She opens her eyes. She's able to, like, understand and respond to us. But, you know, when your oxygen drops to 60 for that long, for a couple minutes, it's not good. So, we were like, okay, well, we want to go home tomorrow. It was Thursday. The next day was Friday. We were like, we want to go home. We don't want to be here. You know, she told us her wishes. She wants to die at home. And we're going to respect that. Oh, God. So, the doctor understands. We were going to put her on hospice care. We were supposed to start it the week after we left, like a couple days after we left the hospital. So they moved us to ICU, which honestly I think they should have done from the beginning, because my mother was an immunocompromised high-risk patient. But you know, and I was talking to ICU doctors, and they're like, well, she's in ICU, she might not go home. And I looked at them and I told them, no, she's going home. And I explained to them everything. And they're like, and I'm like, her doctor said we can take her home tomorrow. And they said, okay. And, you know, I had left the next day again. One of my mom's friends came to watch her because I had to go do something for my school. I had to return a book. And I picked up my girlfriend at that point because I couldn't be alone anymore. So I dropped off my book. I picked her up. I dropped off my book. Right. And I go back to the hospital. It's now my cousin, because my mom's friend had to leave, so it's my cousin now. We're waiting. The bus shows up. I go in my car and I drive. So we can set her up at home. The next day, Saturday, we can't keep her oxygen up, even on her CPAP, so we go back to the hospital. And she passed away. And, she's at peace now. But I know a lot of you followed her story, and I want her story to be one of a woman who fought so hard and for so long, and I don't want her, I will never ever stop fighting for anything. She fought for so long to people are here, that's right. She fought so long and so hard, and I will miss her every day of my life. But I knew some people would probably want an update, and that's the update. Me and Steven are still doing great. She has passed, but she's in a better place now. She's not in pain anymore. And one thing I want everybody to take away from this story is that even when you are given the odds of 3 to 5 years, if you can beat that, you can fulfill your dreams, you can watch your kids graduate and move on and live their life, you can be there for the important moments in their life. And I'm sure a lot of you deal with a lot of things, and this is a fact I was told that helps. By the time that you were 18, you would spend 98% of your life with your parents. I know for some people that might not be nice because it's like, oh my god, what the fuck? Spent most of my life with my parents? Oh my god. But for me, that gave me the comfort knowing that I did spend a lot of time with her. And, you know, it's never gonna be ever okay. You know, I'm never gonna be okay. But you gotta keep going. You can't give up. And, you know, I wish this story was happy. I wish it ended with, like, me being like, I still talk to her, I'm still taking care of her and all this. But, you know, that's not how life works, sadly. And, yeah, you're in my car. Yeah. Thank you all for following her story. There is an ALS walk in August, on the 27th, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, if you guys want to do anything, my family just requested people like donate to ALS Association. If anybody has the money or anything, that'd be really nice, because they are a very great company. They took a lot of our medical supplies and stuff and they're giving it to other people with ALS so that way they can keep going. But that's it. I'm gonna go to bed. I just got home, so bye.